probably. Last year, our project that we worked on, we wanted to try to utilize augmented reality into historical sites, to where you could go, take your iPad, your smartphone, and if you went to the site where the Hatfield and the McCoy cabin was burned down, you could actually hold your device up and see a recreation of that cabin on that site, to the point you could walk around it, even possibly walk into it. That was just an example. And what we ended up doing was in Hazard, there is, if you've ever been downtown Hazard, as you're driving in, you'll see this old, it looks like a castle turret on Main Street. It was one end of, what was the name of the bridge? L&M Bridge that went across the river there. And we recreated that in 3D. We didn't quite get that one finished because of something else that happened. When we were first starting this project and we were learning the software, the whole technology, all of this, what we ended up doing, our school, Hazard High School, had just finished renovations. So what our students did, we took a 2D floor plan of the building, made it 3D, even down to the lockers in the building. And if you go down and visit one of our tables or exhibits today, there's a QR code that you can actually scan, and it'll pull our building up. Doesn't require software. I'm not sure how the just you turn your camera on and put it on the QR code. You don't even have to take a picture. You just, and it'll pop up a link, and you can see where we're at with our school being built in 3D. You can rotate it, resize it. You can even see the lockers. What happened though after that, it was one of those little chance statements encounters. Last spring, I was working on this one day, and our school safety officer, police officer, came in, and he asked me what I was working on, and I showed him, and he said, I want a copy of that for my phone. Because what our blueprint is, our 3D blueprint, it doesn't show electrical wiring, it doesn't show any of this stuff. What it is a very simple three-dimensional blueprint of our building. He said, every first responder needs this. Well, we took it from there. And basically, after we went with, we talked with a couple of the other folks, that staff members up there, and 2 students, our whole direction changed. This year, what we went for was funding for an iPad Pro, which with other funding will link up with, I'm not sure if any of you guys are familiar with the company Leica, I'm not sure how it's pronounced. They produce high precision measurement instrumentation. So at this point, what we're wanting to do is to produce first responder blueprints. To get these first responders on site as quick as humanly possible. The whole concept is, and I spent this summer listening to dispatch and 911 tapes from Stoneman Douglas in Florida, Columbine. In Columbine, for example, when SWAT arrived probably an hour to 2 hours after the shooting was probably almost over, the principal, D'Angelo at Columbine, was having to draw out blueprints for the SWAT. Okay? I can go in my classroom any day and ask my students, what room number are you in? And they can't tell me. So imagine what happens when all these calls start coming in to dispatch. We're trapped in Mr. Handshoe's room. Some of these first responders have never even been in the school, let alone know where Mr. Handshoe's room is. So part of our plan is, once we've created blueprints for these buildings, part of our plan is to post room numbers in a logical system on the outside of the doors in reflective letters and on the inside of the doors. So instead that call becomes, instead I'm in Mr. Handshoe's room, it becomes I'm in room 62 or something like that. But anyway, this is where we're at this year with our grant. We've already talked, we've met with a representative from the Harlan Fire Department, and they volunteered to be our guinea pigs for this year. So we're really looking forward to doing some training with them. And what we're hoping to promote overall is a program that will go into a county and utilize the students and first responders that are already there and create a program for schools that will get first responders into these schools faster. Okay? And one last note, but now I'll take some questions if you have any. Our 2 students that did this year, I won't call them not necessarily high risk, but these are kids that were not the biggest achievers before. They've turned into the techno geeks of the school now because of this. And a side effect of all of this is going to be getting students to interact with first responders in a positive manner. Okay? You have any questions?